what's considered average today isn't really the standard that you should be aiming for anymore. I mean, think about it. Being average right now often means being unhealthy, unmotivated, overstimulated, and disconnected. It's become the normal to scroll your life away and completely avoid discomfort. So when I say above average, I'm not talking about being better than everyone else. I'm just talking about refusing to accept that version of normal that I just mentioned. It's about living with intention, holding yourself to a higher standard, and doing the quiet things that most people are overlooking. Things that make you stand out in a world that rewards shortcuts and noise. If you're new here, hi, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today I'm going to go over some real signs that you're probably doing a lot better than you think you are, even if it doesn't always feel like it. The first thing on my list today is that you take accountability instead of playing the victim. We live in a culture that rewards excuses. Every single thing is someone else's fault. Bad parents, bad bosses, bad women, bad luck. But accountability is the difference between staying stuck and moving forward. When you can admit where you've fallen short, you immediately gain power because now you can actually change it. Victim mentality keeps you absolutely powerless. Accountability gives you complete control. Above average men don't waste energy resenting others or dwelling on what's unfair. Instead, they focus on what they can do about it, whether that's improving a skill, adjusting their mindset, or learning from past mistakes. Now, this doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything either. It just means recognizing your role in it and deciding that you won't stay stagnant because of that. That mindset alone already puts you ahead of the majority of people who are still out here pointing fingers. Number 2, you're consistent even when it's boring. Motivation gets all the attention, but consistency is what actually changes your life. Anyone can show up when they're inspired or when the results are coming fast. But when you can stick with something through the plateaus, through the weeks where progress feels invisible, that is a sign of real discipline. Maybe you've been quietly saving your money, maybe working out regularly, or studying to advance your career, and you don't even realize how rare that is. Most people quit as soon as things get uncomfortable or the slightest bit tedious. Consistency is rarely glamorous, but it is what builds true confidence and trust, not only from other people, but also within yourself. You learn that you can depend on you. That is powerful, and it compounds over time in ways that completely set you apart from the men who constantly restart every few months or just give up altogether. And that consistency doesn't just show up in the big things, it's the little details too. The things that you do every day that most people overlook. How you present yourself, how you take care of yourself, those small habits send a message about your standards. Most guys don't think twice about their razor. It's just whatever they've always used, even if it leaves your skin red, irritated, or full of ingrowns. But that's a workaround. And if you've upgraded your gym routine, your skincare, your style, why are you still settling when it comes to shaving? Henson Shaving is different. Their razors are engineered in an aerospace facility, so we are talking ridiculous levels of precision. Less irritation, fewer ingrowns, no plastic, no gimmicks. Just a tool that works because it's built right. And this isn't hype. Clinical testing shows Henson reduces redness and irritation by up to 4 times compared to top cartridge brands. So if you're done settling for less, click the link and try Henson. Your skin will thank you, and so will anyone who gets close to it. Visit hensonshaving.com/Courtney Ryan or use code Courtney Ryan to receive 100 blades, 2 years worth for free with the purchase of a razor. Just make sure both products are in the cart for the code to take effect. Number 3, you don't rely on external validation. We live in an attention economy. Likes, views, dating app matches, they all create this false sense of self-worth. If you can step outside of that and not need constant validation from women, from your friends, or social media, you're going to build real confidence. You don't crumble if someone rejects you or if a post doesn't perform well because your self-image is not built on those things. Above average men create their identity from the inside out. They take pride in how they show up, how they treat people, and what they're working towards, not just how they're perceived. That quiet self-assuredness changes how people experience you. It makes you harder to manipulate, harder to shake, and more attractive to everyone around you because you are grounded in who you are. Number 4, you have emotional control. Emotional control does not mean being cold or robotic. It means being in charge of your emotions instead of being completely ruled by them. If you can stay calm when someone disrespects you, when life throws you off a little bit, or when something doesn't go your way, you are already operating on a higher level, even if you don't even realize it. Most people are living in reaction mode. They blow up, they shut down, or they spiral every single time something doesn't go perfectly. But an above average man knows how to pause before responding. He's learned how to communicate instead of explode, to think before acting, and to regulate his stress in healthy ways. This kind of emotional control makes you more composed, but it also makes you more trusted, respected, and stable. Whether it's in relationships, business, leadership, people naturally gravitate towards men who can remain steady amidst the chaos. Number 5, this one is simple. You treat people well. It is easy to be kind to people who are doing something for you or who can do something for you. It is much more rare to be kind to people who can't. If you're the kind of man who says thank you, who tips the waiter, treats people in service roles with respect, or speaks kindly to strangers, you are showing emotional intelligence and humility, 2 things that instantly separate you from the average. When you treat other people well, it reflects a sense of inner security. You don't need to put anyone down in order to feel important. People might not always compliment you for this, but they're going to feel it and they're going to notice it and they're going to think it's attractive. Number 6, you're selective with your energy. Being above average isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things. If you've learned to say no to certain people, places, or habits that drain you, that's maturity. You're no longer spreading yourself thin to please everyone or chasing things that just don't align with your goals or your values. This also applies to your digital life, what content you consume, the conversations that you entertain, the people that you follow. Every piece of input is going to shape your mindset, whether you realize it or not. Above average men curate their environment intentionally because they understand that energy is finite. The ability to protect your focus and peace is a form of discipline these days. Not antisocial, just selective. And that discernment is one of the most underrated signs of wisdom and a sign that you're above average. Number 7, you can handle being alone. Solitude is something that most people run from, but being comfortable with it is a superpower. When you can be alone without feeling lonely, when you can actually enjoy your own company, it means that you've developed self-sufficiency. You're not looking for someone else to complete you or distract you. Now, I want to be clear, I am not telling you to isolate yourself. I think human connection is incredibly important. But what I am encouraging is building an internal foundation that is strong enough that your happiness is not dependent on constant stimulation or attention. Men who can just sit with themselves, think more clearly, they make better decisions, and they attract healthier relationships because they're coming from a place of choice, not need. Number 8, you're working towards something bigger. Now, you don't have to be there yet, but you're building. Maybe you're saving, you're studying, training, or simply learning from your past mistakes. The fact that you're aiming towards growth instead of comfort is a huge indicator that you're not average. I think we often glorify the outcome, the job, the car, the house, but what really matters is our trajectory. Above average men have direction. They wake up with a reason to move forward, even if the progress is slow. Again, going back to that consistency and discipline that I mentioned earlier in the video. You don't need to be rich or wildly successful in order to be on the right path. You just need purpose, something bigger than comfort or convenience. I think that drive alone completely separates you from the crowd. Number 9, you lead with integrity. Integrity isn't something that you talk about. It's just something that you live. It's doing the right thing when no one is watching you. It's keeping promises even when it's inconvenient and being honest when it would be easier not to be. We are surrounded by people who just want a quick fix and shortcuts, who exaggerate, manipulate, or bend their values in order to get ahead. So if you're someone who can stay honest and consistent in your actions, even when no one would call you out if you didn't, that is a huge differentiator. Integrity builds a kind of long-term respect and reputation that money or charm could never replace. It's often quiet, but it's the foundation that every strong, above-average man is built on. Number 10, you're self-aware enough to keep growing. I think the last and most important sign is that you care. You are watching a video like this, you're reflecting, and you're willing to look at yourself honestly. That self-awareness already puts you ahead of the curve. Average men stop evolving. They think they know everything or they blame everyone else when life doesn't go their way. But growth-oriented men are always learning. They're curious, they're humble, and they're willing to change. You don't have to have it all figured out. I think the fact that you're actively trying to improve means that you are already above average because you're not settling for autopilot or comfort like I've mentioned so many times. You are choosing progress, and that's something that most people never do. So if you recognize yourself in a lot of these, give yourself some credit because it's easy to overlook how far you've come if you're constantly focused on where you want to go. And again, being above average isn't about perfection or ego. It's about showing up, doing the right things when no one is watching you, and holding yourself to a higher standard in a world that tells you to lower it. So keep going, because if you're even thinking about the things I mentioned today, you're already not like most people. So that is all I have for this one. If you liked it or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to be in the loop for when I release new content. If you haven't already, also be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys over on there as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.